I just finished up having a late brunch at Stacked Pancake and Breakfast House. That place never disappoints. They've got a pretty good deal for breakfast Monday to Friday, 7 to 9 a.m. $6.99. And hey there, it is Sunday, November 3rd, 2:27 p.m. is the time, and the temperature is about 9 degrees Celsius. And I am in Greektown, but not for long, as Greektown ends to the west at Chester Avenue. And I came up here to have lunch with a couple of friends at the Momo House, which is east of here over by Pape Station, and that has been something I do fairly regularly, but it looks like their landlord has locked them out. There's a notice in the window saying nobody but the landlord or property management could enter. It's quite unfortunate that place has met its end, although it was never that busy. Not once wasn't I able to get a window seat. But for this one, we're going to be going over to Broadview Avenue and then taking a walk. Oh, there's someone ringing their bell as someone was in the bike lane. We'll be heading down Broadview through Riverdale. And we'll take a look at what is believed to be the oldest house in Toronto, or at least the oldest still occupied house. I'll walk through some of the residential area. Maybe we'll take Riverdale Avenue. And then it'll be a walk through East Chinatown. There's the Old Spot Pub. Come enjoy a $6 Radler Tallboy. And suddenly we are in the chilly part of fall. The trees are starting to turn bare. The weather's getting cool. Christmas decorations are starting to go up. Harmonized protein. I don't even know what that is. It's a weird place for a clock. This is Bowden Street. And it looks like this church is being converted into a seniors living residence. The area outlined in white will be retained. It's a rather convenient location. Lots of shops and markets right on the subway. And in a few blocks, we'll be turning left and heading down Broadview. And we'll take in a spectacular skyline view. The last time I was there, there was someone paragliding down the hill at Riverdale Park East. I was chatting with the Action Kid yesterday saying I didn't really have any ideas for any more walks this weekend. And he said, do East Chinatown. And since it's not far from here, everything kind of lines up and that makes sense. Glamour MD, medical skincare. I wonder if there's actually a Dr. Glamour. Probably. It's always a different atmosphere on Sunday afternoons versus Saturday afternoons. Z80, an excellent arcade bar. So this entire walk is taking place in Riverdale, a neighborhood just east of downtown. Sidebar is quite excellent. Well, it sounds like they're doing a sound check in there at the Danforth Music Hall. So this is Broadview Avenue coming up. Broadview Station, which is on line 2, is just to the right. And these are some of those bike lanes that are under fire by the province. They want to rip them out. We'll probably be doing a video on that later this week. In fact, that video might be posted before this one is, but it's nothing short of a tragedy if that happens. It'll just be a big waste of taxpayer dollars on doing something we're definitely gonna redo the moment that clown is out of office. And that used to be, I think, the New York City Cafe, the Broadview Diner. This is south on Broadview Avenue. Where that No Frills is, used to be a Loblaws. No Frills is a lower cost grocery chain in the same family of grocery stores as Loblaws. It says vegan fast food odd burger coming soon. Whatever was in that spot before, it didn't last too long. I think it was a shawarma restaurant. And there were plans to redevelop this whole lot and put a bunch of condo towers in there. I don't know if that proposed development has fizzled out or not.
Yo, why are you wearing, it's sprinter. You're sprint.
But back in the 1800s, Broadview was originally called Don Mills Road. I don't think it was a continuation of the existing Don Mills Road to the northeast of here. And it's considered one of the original streetcar suburbs in Toronto. And prior to building the Prince Edward Viaduct, which connects downtown to Riverdale, which is north of here in the other direction, this was a very major street serving this part of the city. And you'll see 504 King and 505 Dundas streetcars on the stretch of Broadview. They both terminate to the north at Broadview Station. Bachelor 1 and 2 bedroom apartments. The camera didn't want to track. But just up ahead here, on the right is Riverdale Park East. I'll cross the street and we'll get a good view of the skyline. Viewit.ca/B3751 if you're interested in what's available for rent there. There's the start of Riverdale Park. I'll wait for a break in traffic or until I get to the next marked crossing and we'll hop over to that side. I mentioned we'll be going by the oldest known house in Toronto. That'll be coming up. I think right at Broadview and Riverdale. It is 469 Broadview Avenue. And this is the neighborhood where Gord Downey of Tragically Hip fame called home. There's an outdoor skating rink over there, a swimming pool with water slides, tennis courts. Chinatown East, 0.8 kilometers away. Dundas, 1.2 kilometers. Those apartments over there are the Broadview mansions. I know someone who lived in there. It's hard to imagine in the early 1800s this was considered a rural part of Toronto. The street grid was just in the process of being laid out. There's a 504 King streetcar. And back in the 1920s, this side of Riverdale Park was actually used as a landfill.
In Florida right now. Oh, is she?
I've mentioned this before, but it's neat and worth mentioning again. These green posts here are actually venting gases from the landfill. That house has had hoarding around it forever. Apparently there were frequent complaints from residents in the area back then of the stench from this area. There's that unforgettable view. Yorkville to the north on the far right. That tall building in the center of the shot is Aura at College Park. And right across the street from that, a taller building is about to shoot up, Concord Sky. And of course the financial district. And where Bridgepoint Hospital is, it used to be Riverdale Hospital. One thing I think the city could do is put more benches along the top here. I think they would definitely be utilized. It can be hard to get one on nicer days. It's kind of silly that there aren't more benches here. And on the other side of the Don River is Riverdale Park West and the Cabbagetown neighborhood. That also features a hill, which is quite popular among the kids in winter for snowboarding or tobogganing. Not so much snowboarding. About a month ago I was streaming here and saw a guy paragliding down the hill. I think it might have been closer to 2 weeks ago. And this is Withrow Avenue, and that'll lead you over to Withrow Park. There's been reports of some muggings and assaults at Withrow Park. There's a popular cafe. All right, I'm going to veer into the residential side of things in a moment. But the first known house in the area, and one that's still occupied, is right across the street here. Wait for a break in traffic. That is at 469 Broadview Avenue, and it was originally a log cabin. And apparently the lot was deeded to a gentleman named John Cox back in the 1700s. We've got a break in traffic in one direction, but not in the other direction. Here it is.
Dundas. Well, I've done. I do think even if they were able to.
So it's been figured out that this home was constructed in 1807 or earlier, and it's been extensively upgraded since then. And it would have had a cottage in the woods vibe back then. It's been speculated there might be some other older homes that are just simply not known or discovered yet. Discovered in terms of their age. And this is the street where the neighborhood shares its name with. This is Riverdale Avenue. We're going to go east, I think, over to Logan. And a lot of these homes date back to being over 100 years old. It's a pretty convenient neighborhood. You have Riverdale Park and streetcars right over there, or a pretty convenient location. You've got East Chinatown just south of here, Greektown just to the north. It's kind of fascinating how way back when this was considered a suburb, they did a much better job in terms of density and land use than we do today. There are no doubt some super old homes here. I think the street has kind of an interesting history. Back when city planners were drawing it up, there were several different possible locations and configurations before they settled on this one. Certainly quite beautiful in the fall. Oh, look at this. And we're going to see some really good examples of traffic calming measures at Logan, if I'm not mistaken. Oops. That squirrel is having its way with that pumpkin. See if we can see any for sale signs. I'll be able to look up the values and post them on screen. That pumpkin has to be fake. That really tall one. That Mazda wasn't sounding too healthy. Americans can vote from Canada, vote from abroad. Yeah, the election is coming up. It's possible by the time this video is uploaded. The results are in. Congrats to insert president name here. Well, I watched the movie The Apprentice last night. Not a very flattering portrayal of the former and possibly current president. That was an excellent movie. I think there might be numerous Academy Award nominations coming out of it. There were some stellar acting performances. And here's something you just don't see in modern suburbs. Corner stores smack in the middle of a residential neighborhood, although it looks like 601 Logan is functioning more as a residence. Alpha Variety. So we're going to head south down Logan to Gerrard. And you can see at the next intersection north of here, there's commercial properties on some of the corners. It's perfect for a variety store or a cafe. And you'll notice the way these intersections are configured. They're designed in such a way to slow down traffic. That prevents people from taking the corner too fast. Well, here's a for sale sign. I think that is 557 Logan Avenue. I'm gonna guess 2.6 million. That's Victor Avenue. Tesla driver blowing a stop sign. What else is new? Kia driver blowing a stop sign. Mazda driver blowing a stop sign.
You're doing the city a favor.
We really should just have cameras on there firing off fines to everyone who does that. Easy money, and it might lead to some corrective driving that saves a few lives. And people will cry and say, what about when cyclists do it? Well, cyclists aren't riding in 2-ton vehicles. That street is gorgeous. Another brilliant stop. And if you see homes that don't have driveways in front and you wonder where people park, there's usually laneways like this, full of garages. Though occasionally you'll still see people with parking pads. Help keep Toronto clean. And we have arrived in East Chinatown. This is Gerrard Street. And this was established back in the 70s. The original Chinatown around where Nathan Phillips Square is now was mostly expropriated to make way for the new City Hall. And things migrated west around Dundas and Spadina. And that is where the city's largest and most well-known Chinatown is. And a few years after that, I believe at a butcher shop on Broadview Avenue, just north of Broadview and Gerrard, the first Chinese-run business was established here. And East Chinatown grew from that. It's definitely got more of a grittier look and feel to it. There's a church there. That's where I saw a candlelight performance a few weeks ago. Thank you to that organization for hooking me up with tickets. Is that where Bak Yen used to be? A Vietnamese restaurant I would always go to? I knew it was in this area. It was a very popular French restaurant. Bep Viet Kitchen. Maybe this was the spot. It's been a while since I've been there, and they've rebranded and reopened. I think that was it, actually. Special faux, $15.95. Yeah, things aren't so cheap anymore. There's the East Chinatown off-track wagering. So most of East Chinatown is concentrated along Gerrard Street East here, as well as Broadview, mostly south of Gerrard and Broadview. We're about to walk by Degrassi Street on the south. Yes, the Degrassi Street where the TV show took its name from.
Hi, Frank.
Hello.
Gerrard Square, that's this way?
Yeah, you're looking for like the shopping mall?
Yeah, the shopping mall.
Yeah, it's gonna be about 10 minutes that way.
Yeah.
Cheers. It's a mix of older homes and commercial properties along here. You'll notice a lot of Thai and Vietnamese influences in the neighborhood. There's another Vietnamese restaurant, Mimi. And you'll see the 506 Carlton streetcar going back and forth every now and then. There's a Vietnamese restaurant down there. Mattresses and furnitures. Oh, it looks like there's some kind of walking tour or walking group over there. Or they're talking about the art on the wall. If you know what that's all about, let me know down in the comments. There's definitely a lot of colorful street art in this area. I almost always walk along that side when I walk through here, just to pass by those markets, but we'll stay on the north side. Men's haircut, 15 bucks. $18 at this place. That is a steal these days. I've been to the Dine and Dim, it's quite good. Wagyu Vape? Wagyu Vape? It's a weird name. Men's cut, 17 bucks. Just people waiting. Well, fortunately, no one tagged over Homer here. Well, they tagged over part of him. Saigon pie. It's almost more Vietnamese than Chinese. And this far side is a place I've been to quite a few times lately. Open every day from 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. Great place to have a craft beer. Sadly, I think some cool artwork here was covered up by oryx. Not cool. This is definitely a quieter and less commercial experience than the bigger, more well-known Chinatown at Dundas and Spadina. That butcher shop I mentioned was just up here on the right. There's an archway welcoming you to East Chinatown just over there. We're gonna go south down Broadview here, maybe down to Dundas. Kind of tempted to hop on this streetcar. Hey, there's a Scientology center. Speaking of cheap haircuts, I once went to Rainbow Hair Salon there. Showed them a picture of what I wanted, and she did nothing at all like it. But I think it was only like 15 bucks or so. There's Hugh's Room. That was a music venue on the west side of town that packed up and moved into this location inside the old Broadview Faith Temple. Hopefully it's working out for them. So we're still in Riverdale, but I think I have left East Chinatown. We're approaching Dundas.
Amy, arrête de frapper comme ça.
Hair design, Sherry's. Well, I want to catch a streetcar that goes north up to Broadview, I think. It's So this is an interesting spot. I could either grab a Dundas streetcar at the stop over there, or I could hold out for a King streetcar coming up. It's a matter of what's next. I think that's going to wrap this one up. Oh, here's a streetcar. No, that's a Queen streetcar turning for this walk through Riverdale and East Chinatown. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below. If you wish to support what I do on YouTube, there's links to my Patreon and YouTube channel membership down in the description. I have an Instagram account at Johnny Strides. And there is a super thanks button appearing down below if you wish to say thanks that way. As I wait for whatever the next streetcar is, I might give up and just walk it. Maybe I'll even record another walk from here. I don't know. Anywho. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Yoink.